I love getting new guests on the show, and I am so excited to welcome our next two. We're talking about DocMJ, established in 2016, Florida's largest and most experienced group of certified medical marijuana physicians, providing relief to many who qualify. And we get to actually welcome to the show today the lovely Jackie Rothman, COO, and also Dr. Brian Szabo. Welcome, guys. How are you?
Thank you for having us.
Great.
Yeah.
So first, let's dive in and talk DocMJ. Maybe people have seen them around in the Bay Area before and wanted to ask more questions. That's kind of what we're here today, too, to educate the viewers. So explain what DocMJ is all about.
So DocMJ was founded when we saw a need for patients that wanted to try alternative medicine, marijuana, to relieve some of their more difficult conditions that they just hadn't seen any relief from pharmaceuticals or had never reached out to try and do anything outside of pharmaceuticals. And once Florida went medical use, we were able to really dive into those conditions and help people with their symptoms with certain conditions.
And that's the perfect time to transition over to Dr. Szabo here. Let's talk about some of those conditions because, again, they have to be qualified patients.
Right.
And with the state now allowing the use of medical marijuana, what are some of those ailments that you're able to see?
Right, so some of the main ones are pain, anxiety, PTSD, different things like that. So anything that really qualifies as an ailment underneath the Florida Medical Department of Health, saying that there's 10 enumerated conditions where you specifically qualify if you meet one of those criteria, you get a card. And there's also, our doctors really look at medical records when you come in and see them, and they look and see if you qualify immediately or if there's some other way you could qualify as well. So you go into the doctor, you get a nice sit-down visit with one of our MDs or DOs, and you literally go through some of the ailments that are bothering you and some of the things you want to treat, and you go over it with your doctor, and they give you a physical exam, and they let you know if you can be approved or not for medical marijuana.
And again, since this is new, I know there's people at home watching that probably have questions. You can't just show up to a dispensary without having that card. Explain a little bit of the process, because what I like about DocMJ is that you're able to educate people, help them be able to seek that treatment if that's something that they're willing to do. Because I know there's a lot of questions that you must see.
There is, and absolutely there's a process. Before you can go to the dispensary, you have to be qualified by one of our MDs or DOs. Conditions can include cancer, Crohn's disease, PTSD, as Dr. Szabo said. But the first step is really to make the appointment with one of those medical cannabis physicians. And at DocMJ, we like to call it a risk-free guarantee. If you don't qualify, you get your money back. So there is really no reason not to at least learn about it. See if it's something that you can help yourself do. Go online, do a little research, but if it's just too much information, go to our website, book your appointment. If you don't qualify, you lose nothing except for about 20 minutes of time. And even with that 20 minutes, you've learned something about it. So it's always something good. Once you see the doctor, the state will then process your card so that you can go to the dispensary and make those purchases. And we will hold your hand through it all if that's what that patient needs. Our staff is helpful, friendly. They will literally help you get that application done so that you can go to the dispensary and shop for any product that can benefit.
And I like that I'm so much more want to talk with somebody and have somebody hold my hand through new processes. And I know you see a lot of that. And I do want to touch a little bit on the feedback in closing. We've only got about 30 seconds left, but just what you're able to hear from the patients when they do become patients of yours and you work with them through this process.
And the biggest surprise that I've seen in my practice is the patients who come back for their follow-up. And they're off of their opioids, they're off of their Xanax, their lorazepam for sleep at night. There's so many of these pharmaceutical medications that have so many side effects. And there's patients that I've seen have been able to get off of those really harmful pharmaceuticals, and they're just using CBD or THC to treat their ailments. And it's probably one of the most amazing things to see that follow-up patient say, hey doc, I'm off this med, I'm off that med, I'm just using medical cannabis, and I'm feeling better than I ever have before.
Well, I'm glad that you were both able to come with us today and we were able to
Thank
share
you.
this information on our show. So as always, we want to be sure and share the contact information so you can get in touch with DocMJ today. Also find their locations and get more information if you'd like. You can also check out our information on our website as well.